Hey everybody. Every year I do a video like this. This is going to be my favorite tools that I've added to the shop in 2024. So let's get into it. Now the first thing we got going on, I was very fortunate enough for you guys to support so much and for Buckleguy to be so awesome in making tools. The French style stitching chisels came out. This came out in the beginning of the year, and I've never really been a French chisel user, but I've used these so much this year, and I'm super happy to have them. Here's your difference. These are a French style chisel hole, and this is a diamond style chisel hole. So the French style is going to give you a much more slanted stitch, and the diamond is going to give you a little bit of a straighter stitch that's a little more classic Americana. Overall, the objective with all of the signature tools is just to provide a really high quality piece of kit at a very affordable price, and I feel like we did that with these. This is one of those tools where I was kind of looking around the shop like, oh, what have I been using a lot this year that I didn't have last year? So this seems like a real small thing, but in my opinion, the more streamlined you can get with your tools, the quicker you can make stuff and the less cluttered your bench is. And this is one of those things where it was sent to me, I didn't pick it out. And it kind of sat around the shop for a year. I didn't really use it. And then I grabbed it when I couldn't find my bone folder. So it's a bone folder on this side, but then all these different angles are great because you can use them to wet mold, you can use them to undo glue on pockets after you've sewn things, and at the end of it all, it has an edge slicker in here too. So it replaces a whole bunch of different tools, and I found myself grabbing this all the time. And so I had a bone folder snap and I didn't replace it. I just kind of use this all the time. So it's a little thing, but I love it. Next up, I've been making a lot of bags this year, cool stuff like this, and I wouldn't have been able to make all these bags as affordably as I'm making them. I charge about 120 bucks for something like this, if I didn't have the bag molds we made with Buckleguy. So this is a 4-piece wet mold. I did make a whole video on this. The issue with these is we have a hard time keeping them in stock because you guys keep selling them out. But this basically creates the entire body of the bag. So you just trim this. You can make it 1 inch tall, 2 inches tall, or deep, I guess. And after you're done wet molding, you just take this piece, cut it out. It comes with a template for the back. And you can do piping, as I've done here. You can do any sort of closure you want. You can line it. It's just we wanted to make like a very accessible way to make bags. And by getting rid of all the seams and gussets and everything, it's just one simple seam. You don't even, if you just do a thick back piece of leather, you don't even have to stitch anything up here. One seam, and you've got a full bag, and you are able to offer super high quality, super affordable bags to your customer base or make them as gifts, etc. This is one I'm working on now. Got the rivets lined again. It's going to be a nice one. Next is going to be, if you've been watching the videos, you know that this one's coming. These little mini strap cutters. So you can get a full-size one. I've had this for probably 15 years. Very basic tool. They've been making them for hundreds of years like this. And this is very much the same thing, except it's smaller, so you have more control. And I like a few things about this. The first thing is I really like that it's plastic, oddly enough. It's just a nice change of pace, I guess. It's got this really nice screw to adjust the size that's really easy, and it doesn't really wear out very fast, whereas like this one has this whole situation here that works fine, but these always loosen up on me, and you got to really crank it down. With this one, it's just a simple unscrew, adjust your size, and screw it back down. And then to change the blade, this just pops out. You change your blade, and then it's hard to see being this far away, but it just clips in like that. So you don't need to use any screws or any other tools to use this at all. Buckleguy has really nice made in America blades too. These things stay way sharper than any of the other blades I've used for the wooden one. I just really liked using this year, so I figured I'd throw it on the list. All right, next up is the plate and dies for the press that we put out this year. This was super fun to design, and I use them every day. So the idea of this is, instead of needing a separate press to do your branding, you just have this little die set. It's like 50 bucks, goes in your either the hand press or the foot press, and you put your piece like this, take your stamp, and with a foot press, you have your logo right there. This thing has saved my butt a ton of times when I forget to brand things and I can't do it on another press. I can just stick it in here, brand it really fast, and it's just been a joy to use, so definitely makes the list for this year. Next up, this is a Texo 2750. However, just a sewing machine general has made the shop so nice, and it's allowed me to be so much more creative this year, just trying new things. If I knew years ago what I know now about having a sewing machine in the shop and how it allowed me to execute on ideas so quickly, I would have gotten one much longer ago. Now, I still haven't even sold anything that I've made on the machine yet because I am still learning how to use it. However, even in my not super knowledgeable state, a sewing machine has allowed me to sketch an idea and get a sample made, and then if I want to hand sew in the future, if I want to make them how I've made them for 20 years, I can do that. Or once I get better at the sewing machine, I'm making what I consider to be saleable goods, I'll be able to do that much quicker, and then I'll be able to offer my work to people at a much more affordable rate. An honorable mention for the LDH little thread nipper scissors here. I've had these in the shop for a while, but with the sewing machine, it made me really even appreciate them more. They're just great little scissors. I picked up another set, and they're lovely to use in the shop. And I just got a bunch of new stuff that I'm sure will make it onto next year's list, but it's getting dark and I have to edit, so we're going to leave it with that. Now, the big thing is I want to point out, I try not to put a huge focus on the tools that you have because we've made videos in the past using forks and nails to make product. This is just stuff that makes the craft more enjoyable as you get along and you want to invest in being able to do some different stuff or being more efficient or working in a different way. So remember, you can always use the basics to get by. Leathercraft is simple to get into, but if you want to get a little bit, maybe some nicer stuff, maybe some niche tools to make different products, this is what I was really loving this year. There were a bunch of other really great products, but these are the ones that I found myself using and adding to my daily workflow. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite tools of the year are in the comments and I'll look into them. And if I'm missing anything, I need to grab anything for the shop, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one.